Hi everybody, welcome to our channel. My name is Jay and I just wanted to come do an introduction video to let you guys know what's going to be posted. So we have a 2-year-old son and last year he was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. So autism is a disorder that affects the way he develops, interacts with others, communicates, concentrate, his daily functions. It is a spectrum. So, people who have autism, it varies from person to person. You can't just pinpoint, one type of autism and put it on a person. So, my son is nonverbal, but he does know how to communicate, if that makes sense. It will to some it won't. But, with that being said, I got him diagnosed last year. And when I got him diagnosed, he did start ABA services as soon as possible. Anybody who's going through what I'm going through know that it takes a good 3 months to even get it on paper that, okay, your child is autistic and you are approved for ABA services. So it takes a while to get it approved, and then it takes a while to get in a company to get services started, for them to find a technician, for, to get the paperwork, to get your insurance. It takes a while for all of that to kick in. So when I initially got him ABA services, the company I was with, they were okay with me to begin with. His technician, he loved her. She loved him. She was really good with him. He was really good with her. He listened to her. She was very nurturing to him, and it was a good vibe. So she left the company, and this is where the issue came in. It was more so of me and her just having a personal relationship, and her just letting me know, like, I'm just so sad that, my 2 weeks are coming up. And I'm like, wait, what? Nobody told me, about your 2 weeks, nothing or anything like that. And she's like, yeah, next week is my last week. And I'm like, no, I didn't know that. So, once she left the company, everything went downhill from there. The technicians that the case manager was sending out were horrible. They didn't know anything about my son's case. They didn't know how to interact with him. It was people that they were just hiring that was just getting into the company, so they didn't even know how to interact with a child who had autism, period. And it's like, it's okay for, you to have childcare experience, but it's a different type of childcare when your child has a disorder. And it's like, anyone who has a child that's autistic knows that, or anyone who's been around a child who has autism know, like, it's two different type of caring for, your grandkids, and then coming here to care for someone's child who has autism. And that was like the kind of situations that we were getting put in. So once all of that was going down, and I was just getting like sent bad technicians back to back to back, it was just like, okay, I think it's time for us to change the company. So when I tried to change companies, of course, it was hard because, like I said, it even takes a good 3 months to get paperwork into a company, to get a child technician, to get your insurance approved, to get anything started. It takes a good 3 to 4 months. So, a month went by, I want to say, and I saw my son repressing. And like I said, with his initial ABA technician, he was doing really good. Like, she was able to get him to sit down for 30 minutes. She was able to get him to eat at his table. I taught him how to eat with a fork, a spoon, how to drink out of a straw, how to drink out of a cup. So, like, stuff like that. So, that was good. So once she left, I saw him repressing. That's more so of, oops, let me take my plate in here and I'm going to eat my food in here. And it's like, no, you got to eat at your table. And it was like, oops, I'm done drinking my juice. Let me empty my cup on the table and playing it. And it's like, no, you don't do that. So, of course, as a mother, I freaked out, and I was seeing him do things that he didn't do before. Like, he was hitting his head, he was doing a head banging. And that was a symptom that he never showed before. He was walking on his tippy toes at a point, and that was a symptom he never showed before. I want to say he started kind of doing tantrums, and he rarely does tantrums. So he was doing a lot of symptoms that he never did before, and I felt like, okay, my baby is getting worse, like, and I was scared. I didn't know what to do, and it was just like, okay, I have to do something, because sitting around waiting on the state to, start his ABA services is not going to help. It's not going to cut it. So what I did was he had speech like in the past for a couple months. So I took the techniques that I saw them doing speech, as in the imaginary play with the teddy bear. And I would tell them, brush the baby's hair, brush the teddy bear's hair, lay the teddy bear down. So we started doing imaginary play. And we started doing turn taking with blocks. I'll do a block, your turn. Wait. Make them wait until, okay, mommy's turn. Now it's your turn to go. So we did the blocks, and we did the teeth brushing. So I want to say, of course, like everyone says, the sooner you start, of course, the better it is going to be. And that's for anybody, for anything. And it's going to be frustrating at first, of course. But once they get it, they got it. Like, So I started the imaginary play. I started the blocks. I started doing what I saw her doing in ABA. As far as the matching, he can match A with A and B with B. Like, he has like a photographic memory. Like, he's real good with remembering things and stuff like that. So it's like, you have to see what your child is good at, because it's no one who's autistic and they're like, no, my son can't do this, or my kid can't do that, my daughter can't do this because she's autistic. And that's a lie, like, because it was actually his dad who had to tell me, like, he can hold a bottle and drink out of a bottle. Like, you got to give it to him. Like, you saying he can't do it, but we haven't tried it yet. And he's like, when he's, with me, when you're asleep or taking your nap or something, like, I let him drink out of a bottle. He like, here, let him do it. And he did it. And I was like surprised. And that was like the realization for me that it's nothing wrong with my son. Like, he's autistic, but he can do whatever anybody else does, or whatever he wanted to. So I do have videos that I have been recording, because I do his ABA sessions here at home with me. So I cleared out an upstairs bedroom, and I set it up as his little classroom, and I do ABA videos with him, and I have recorded some, and I'm going to start posting them. And just to show you guys how I work with him, so you guys can do it with your child if you have autistic children, or if you work with autistic kids, whatever. Because like I said, it's new. It's not new, but I feel like everybody is just like getting diagnosed with autism, and I don't know what it is. And it's like, as a mother, of course, you blame yourself, because it's like, I had, one job to just like bring this child into the world, healthy and okay. And it's like, when they tell you like, oh, your child has autism, but it's nothing you did. And it's like, well, why doesn't every child have autism then? So, of course, I feel like that sometimes too. So it's like, I want to come here and make my channel, because sometimes I be like depressed about it. Sometimes I get frustrated, and it's like, people tell me all the time, like, you're really good with him, he's really good, but it's like, it's not all good every day. And it's not, okay, he's listening 24/7, because he does act up and he does have behavior issues sometimes. Sometimes he does throw little tantrums when he don't get his way. It's not as bad as other autistic kids that I've saw, and that's still not saying that it's a good thing. Like, we want to minimize it to nothing. But it's like I've got different ways for him to express himself. Like, he can't communicate. So that's one way that they tell us that, oh, well, that's why they act up, because they're nonverbal. Yeah, and then it's like something is probably frustrating him, like, because I notice sometimes he will run to me, and I tell him, like, when he's frustrated, I taught him to, instead of, I know he used to squeeze, like, he would squeeze my hands or his hands, or like just hit, just squeeze me or just tight. So I got him to hug me when he gets irritated now. So it's like he would just run up to me like randomly and just like hug me really tight. And I'm like, okay, like trying to figure out like what's going on. Like, okay, I know something wrong with him. And he can be, because like he's nonverbal, but he makes noise, like, so, and he's, making his noises or whatever. And it's like, okay, what's wrong with him? And I can go, and he'll get up, let me get up off the couch, and he would walk me in there to his table in the kitchen, and his juice is knocked over. So I know, okay, he's mad that he spilled his juice. He's like, Mommy, give me some more juice. So it's like, it's kind of coming along good, getting him to communicate and to open up, but we're not there yet. And that's why I wanted to make my channel, because, like I said, it's out there. Like, a lot of people is getting it, and it's like, with a mother, you don't know what to do. So I have researched ABA videos online, and I came up with a program of how I work with him, and I incorporated things that I saw him doing in speech, as far as the block building and all of that, and him eating at the table. And the one thing that I do want to touch on is another thing too is with ABA, your child can do 1,000 things in ABA, and that's fine, like, but you're not the ABA teacher, so your child knows who to try things with and who not to try things with. Like, my mom calls me every weekend, like, Damari won't do this, Damari won't do that, Damari won't do this, and he won't do that. And I'm like, yeah, he at your house. Like, you know what to do over there, and he know what you let him get away with. It's not my fault that you let him slide with everything. And that's another thing, like, your child is accustomed to the ABA technician telling him to do this and do that, or telling her, oh, you're getting a reinforcer for this, and you're getting a reinforcer for that. So your child is looking forward to that. If you're not interacting with your child and giving them commands and giving them reinforcers and giving them, positive feedback and, energetic and just so happy about what they do, and like, they pick up on it. So I'm not going to say that, oh, they latch on to the ABA teacher more, but they behave better for the ABA teacher, because they know that, okay, they know that I do this, so they know that I have to do this because I've done it for them before, like, as opposed to I've never done this for my mom. So my mom don't know I know how to do this, so I can keep having my mom give me whatever I want whenever I do a little whine, because she don't know that I can do this. So it's just like that. And it's just like a routine schedule is like what gets your autistic child, like, to just even behave better. It's like a routine. So it's like even little simple things too, where I would get my son something. If he want his juice, bring me your cup. Even, like, even that's a little push for your child. Like, even start with little things like that, like, bring me your cup, or, hey, you want this? Sit down. Like, it's okay for you to tell your child to sit down, and it's okay for you to give them commands, and it's okay for you to spank your child, because I spank my son, and it's like, my mom can be like, he don't know, and it's like, he knows some things. Like, he know if I tell him to sit down, that means sit down. He know if I tell him to come here, that means come here. Like, you know what your child knows. And it's just like, you can't let your child get away with things or do what they want to do or get a free pass because they're autistic. And like I said, the spectrum varies. So, of course, I'm speaking for my child. He is on the mild side, but I do consider him severe because he's nonverbal. And he do get agitated sometimes when I don't know what he wants. So, I do consider it severe because, I mean, any type of autism is considered severe. Like, you know, it's not no, oh, well, they can do this, so they're not as bad. I mean, it's autism, and it's not even a bad thing to have autism. Like, I feel like he do things that I feel like other kids wouldn't do. Like, and I feel like it's kind of like a superpower. Like, and I'm not just saying that because, you know, like, my child has autism and I have to deal with it. It's just like the way he thinks, and it's like he's 2 years old and he's matching, like, and he can't even communicate, like, he can't even talk, but he's like, he makes sure he would tell you no. If you give him something, he will push it away, or if he needs you to open something, he will bring you something. If you can't understand what he's trying to get you to open, he would take your hand and put it in your hand. Like, he will get you up off the couch and bring you to what he want. Like, I want some out the refrigerator, I want some out the cabinet. And it's just like so amazing. So it's like, you just have to learn your child. And once you do that, and, you know, get a system working, and just start with like simple things. That's to, like I said, like, when you're getting them dressed, put your sock on. And it's like, of course, they're not going to put their sock on when you say put your sock on. Put your sock on, and, you know, put their sock in their hand, and guide them. And that's what I do. Like, I do, if it's going to take a couple times, like probably 20 times for them to get it in their head. But once they get it, they got it. So, like I said, I have videos that I have been recording, the way that I play with him and my techniques, and I'm going to upload them to show you guys. And I hope you guys like, subscribe, and I hope you guys comment, and let me know if you guys got pages or whatever, so I can subscribe to your pages, because I want to know what other people do with their kids, and I just want to get it out there and get it, let other people be aware, and I want to educate myself more because I don't know everything. So, yeah, like, subscribe, and, yeah, see you guys next video. Thank you.